Previously on my hardcore journey, I took on the 2 hardest leveling achievements in the game by slaying an albino man bear pig who was pegging my internet GF and then bare naked kiting the deadliest scorpion in Azeroth with Rav Walk toggled on to prove that no hardcore element would be left unmastered. I teamed up with Ompi to avenge his previous character's death on my final kill before level 60 and vowed that the series wouldn't end until I defeated Ragnaros.
Oh, it starts right into it. Movement came over here. The guy. Hold on, I have Chick-fil-A. 1 second.
Now to understand how this happened, I need to take you back to where we left off. I hit 60 and despite being showered with the server's praise I knew that the more important ding level 60 was yet to happen. Similar to me planning an epic last kill, Howard had a poetic plan for his to get his final level killing off the ghosts of his relatives haunting their pig family. He was adamant on doing the work himself and refused to let me mob tag for him. We spent days in those plague lands until he was just 1 kill away. His ding wasn't publicly advertised, but I made sure to let him know I was proud, and then throw him a party with some of Stormwind's finest baddies that I could find.
How do you get Howard to talk?
But it was at this time where everyone gathered for our pre-raid guild meeting because Papa Soda needed to make an important announcement.
I think I'm ready to show you guys the roster, show you all who is going to be in our first raid. It is subject to change. I worked on this last night with Ompi. Hunters. We only have 2 hunters in this raid. The 2 hunters that we do have in the raid are going to be Dizzy and Rav.
This meant I had work to do in the form of waking up and checking the mail, which was just full of surprises like my long-lost father trying to capitalize on my newfound fame by finally coming back from the store years later with the milk. But it also meant I had to do some honeydews in order to unlock the raid, which started with sex elf Robin Hood here, who was like, "Dog, we got a dragon problem and you probably need to leech off of your guildies to kill some elites." To which I thanked them by taking the single fight that I beat them in DPS and posting it online to patronize their tiny little damage, but on the real Sardaco is a homie, and when I saw that an Egyptian Godzilla breeder tramp stamped his ass a few days later, I gave him the fattest 07 you've ever seen.
Godzilla.
I'm dead.
But when I told Robin Hood that we beat level 1 of Bloons Tower Defense Burning Steps Edition, he said we are gonna need backup from Stormwind, so I figured I would use my clout to get an appointment with the king himself, who was all like, whoa, talk to my wife about that shit, who by the way turned out to be a total bitch.
I was standing right next to you, imbecile.
She was all sus and then said only pussies would investigate further, which made me curious, so I spent an hour talking to just about every breathing creature in the Eastern Kingdoms until some drunk told me about some shit that went down in the mountain.
We were in the middle of Black Rock Mountain when the filthy animals attacked.
I grabbed some of the most feared comrades I could find and we went in. We found the dude that was captured, but he was all like, "Yeah, I give up, this game has sucked the soul out of me," and I was like, "Suit yourself," until days later I found a note that said the local McDonald's was bringing back the McRib, and all of a sudden the dude was highly motivated to get out of there. We escorted him as he unlocked all his friends, but he only seemed to talk to Fandy and thank her for the help, and I'm thinking, hey pervert, I have a pair of tits too, and just because no one is paying to see mine doesn't mean I'm not deep in this mountain's asshole saving you too. But long story short, we rescue him and he tells us to meet him in Stormwind in an hour for what will be some juicy ass drama. I decide while I'm here to get attuned to some core that's molten, which involved trying to save 15 minutes of time on tunes that we committed 9 days of played time to by trying to glitch our way through lava. And after failing miserably at some practice,
What you're gonna do is you're gonna jump right before the red bar reaches the green vertical bar.
I figured, what's the worst that could happen?
You did it.
Anyways, it was now
Almost pulled
time
that
for me
extra
to
pack,
find
though.
out the drama that our prison break McRib lover was about to reveal. He said the queen has some Shrek turns into an ogre dragon at midnight shit going on, and I wasn't gonna be the one to piss on his parade. We venture into the
Oh,
keep, and
shit.
even though I personally had my doubts, I love to stir the pot, so I made sure she caught a few strays from me, but to my surprise this conspiracy theory was true as shit, and half of the
I haven't
guard
seen his
staff was
actual death
apparently
clip yet.
undercover. I ran around trying to spread the word, but then I realized that if Rab the Avatar couldn't save Stormwind, no one could. My ego got in the way of listening to Howard, and even though I thought the Ravatar could help, there was one hardcore element I had yet to face. Death.
Ouch.
I felt empty inside, as my first thought was what would happen to Howard. My second thought was how can I somehow make money off of this?
If I'm in Molten Core with you on Saturday, you have to buy my mouse pad. I'll buy 2 and 1 for Russell. It's where he can put his plates.
And then my third thought was that I just died 2 days before raid, and the odds of me making it back in time were slim.
We can power level you, go again. There's no time. He can't get power leveled back all the way up there. There's no way. It's not possible.
I just don't think that Pat's gonna
Yo,
get 60
shit.
by the time we start a raid.
I can't
Just
believe
give
he
up.
said that. He said that so unironically,
confidently.
the only way it's possible is either A, he takes hard drugs, or account shares.
True.
Because he has to play 24 hours a day.
And then that's also only getting level 60.
I'm kind of down to bet 500 that he won't do it by raid.
You also need to get attuned. It's not going to happen.
But deep down I knew this was all part of my destiny.
Just give up. It's over.
I almost want to show my DMs with Rav. When he first died, we were talking about it. He's like, dude, if I do this, I got to know, is it possible? And I'm like, yes, it is. But here's what it requires. And he's talking, he's like, okay, but like, I don't know if I want to do this if it's like not possible. I'm like, okay, it is possible, but like, here's, and he did it at the end of the day. I told him he could. Hang on, let me see. Oh, I'm scrolling up a lot. Holy fuck. Okay. I said, are you going to attempt to re-level? Or are you going to buy a level 60 hunter? Those are your options, but the sooner you update me, the better. He's like, dude, how much playtime is mob tagging? I'm like, Emmy got it in 4 days. You need a fuck ton of gold and drugs. I'm sure the mob taggers can help out. It is possible, but you have to start right now. 0 delay, sleep 6 hours at most, probably account share if needed, and never stop. That's what I said. He said I was literally supposed to go out of town for some shit, like tomorrow and Friday. And I'm like, yeah, if you do that, it isn't happening unless someone does it levels for you. He's like, dude. I'm like, listen. And then I started talking about more shit, blah, 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 blah. Then we talked about his death. And then he said, yeah, agreed. Let me see if I can get out of this trip that I have planned. And then he started moving forward. He said, give me 1 to 2 hours and I'll let you know. I said, sounds good. And then he messaged me an hour later and said, G-invite Rav the Avatar. And he said, how do I access this network of taggers? And then I messaged him a name. Gamby is leading your help. He's your go-to guy. And then he just started working. And then he messaged me again. And then we started talking about his death, blah, blah, blah. Then we started talking about necklaces so we could skip 40 to 50 and how he needs to think ahead. And then I told him he needs to schedule a ZG booster and make sure they're scheduled for when he actually reaches 50. And then he says, this is going to suck, isn't it? I said, bro, you've played this game. It's awful. Just think about playing even more now. That's what I said. Yeah, I can just screenshot this part. Is this gonna suck? Is it? I mean, you've played the game. It's awful. Fair enough. Think about playing it more now. That's how awful it is. You're going to be staring at health bars, waiting for them to get below 60%, and getting excited over that. I'd recommend getting an XP per hour add-on. See how hard you can juice it. Something to be excited for. Yeah. So anyways, I interrupted the video. I never doubted. I told him he could do it. It is possible.
It is what it is.
And hundreds of Fangsley members were going to help me prove them wrong, so when Soda said this,
And I need him to tell me what he's going to do.
I only had one answer for him.
Oh, he's got a leveling montage. Damn. I mean, this is it. So that's all it is. Throw the bomb. So yeah, Fangsley seems to like pull, well, these guys, mob taggers specifically, they pull a bunch of shit, group them up, big bomb. So every single bomb cooldown is hitting at least like 15 mobs plus. So you're getting good value. And then in between those pulls on your dynamite CD, you're still getting some kills here and there. While doing that, they had to orchestrate getting the necklaces. So these necklace turn-ins, it's 5 each. There were so many Fangsley members. You can see everyone around here. These are probably all of the people that were killing the mobs that dropped the necklaces. They had every single layer obtained. So every single layer where these necklaces drop, there were at least 2 people farming these necklaces for 2 days straight because there weren't enough on the auction house. So there's a whole lot under the hood going on, and that's how he skips 40 to 50 so easily here. And to give you an idea of how many layers there are, there's like maybe 5. So 10 people were just sitting there. They all lay down at the same time. These fucking idiots.
In just over a day, Fangsley got me back to level 50, but now my fate would be in the hands of a midget named P. Penis from Asmongold's Roach Guild, who informed me that there was no backup plan for me if things went wrong. After being awake for 2 days straight at this point, I wasn't...
Okay, now, to this part. Typically, a really good ZG booster, they'll have a bunch of level 1s at the entrance of ZG, so they'll just summon you to the front. The ZG booster that was scheduled to boost Rav, if I understand correctly, died. So they had to get some budget, bitch. And this guy didn't have summoners to the front entrance of ZG. This is what he had to do in order to skip the level like 60 elites outside of the raid. I've never seen what they're about to do.
Things went wrong. After being awake
I remember
for
Rav
2
messaged
days
me like,
straight
what
at
the
this
fuck
point,
is
I
this?
wasn't trusting my own
Like, bro, I don't know what
ability
you're
to
doing.
avoid death, so I was absolutely not prepared for his goddamn Roblox obstacle course over elite mobs just to get to the next step in my journey.
He did his best. I know he did, but it's a budget booster. You won't lie. It's the truth, and that's fine. At least we had one. Penis? What is his name?
And
Pepinese.
before I could even process what just happened, little PP head here was already telling me that one of my guildies died in the next step while giving me the most vague explanation of what he did wrong.
Just jump and just walk. Hold on, I just got messaged from Trolley. He said the booster in the video is the guy who was gonna boost me and I died on the first attempt. Okay, so Trolley died. Apparently what he did was, so you enter ZG, I've done this before.
What just happened, little...
You take a left, and I guess what happened is he jumped. he did this little jump here or something and took fall damage, which broke the invis pot. And yeah, and then he pulled these guys. You're supposed to invis past and then stand on this rock. So we lost
But
a
with
guildie
it, I had
doing
made
this.
it to the rock where I would sit for 10 minutes at a time in hopes of getting XP orgasms from
That's it.
grinding raid mobs.
There's no reason why you need to invis if the booster isn't bad. There is a reason. The reason, okay, so the booster can pull that pack that you invis pot past, but there is a very, very small chance that the mage can get dazed and die. And it's not even really the mage's fault. So it's worth just invis potting because it's much safer, consistently safer, than the mage pulling it and letting you go.
And with 12 hours till raid and 2 levels to go, I accepted a bribe from Papa Soda to join back into the OnlyFangs
That's
guild.
not what that was for.
Gold that would be used for the final step of the journey.
Okay, it was used to buy these fucking coins.
And in a 34-hour marathon we had done it, and been granted our raid spot back, but there were still doubters.
Listen, I still don't think he's gonna make it to raid, so what's the point of this shit?
I don't think he's gonna make it to raid.
He's gotta get to tuned. I just don't see it happening.
Little did he know that I would be walking by his side an hour later to achieve my attunement to the Molten Core. And while I had successfully ascended as Rav the Avatar, Howard could not complete the journey with me as he was still loyal to my former dead self. I asked his brothers and they informed me that only his ghost existed in the world while he himself remained tethered to his dead owner, and rumor was his ghost could be found in the Plaguelands.
He's just making
My
shit
friends in
up.
Fangsley located his ghost and supported me as I tamed him to fight by my side for the remainder of my journey.
Holy shit. Larian Studios needs to hire this man.
It was now
Divinity
time
3
to
needs
finish
it.
my attunements, but we weren't out of the clear yet.
Target dummy if you got it. Kill the other guys in the back here. I feared them. I feared them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Arcanist
Holy
messed up the
shit.
bad guys.
What is this
Hey, we
pull?
taunt here.
What is this pull? What the fuck? What is this? Okay,
My
they
shield
skipped that
This
pack.
is pretty.
This is pretty monks, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, this might be a petri.
This is, guys, just can we AoE them down?
Yeah, I'm healing.
Oh, guys, stay here.
Kill
There's
the-
double
I
fire
marked the
destroyer.
spell. Kill that.
Get out. That's a Petri out. Just get the fuck out.
Everyone's.
I already petried. I got scared.
Okay, guys, do we all have Petris?
A few hours after hitting 60 I had to use a pussy potion just to survive the attunement, but no matter how little sleep or how deadly the tasks were ahead of me, I had a death to avenge and a destiny to fulfill.
Wait, is that his corpse? Holy shit, he... Oh my god. This guy made another hunter, got level 60, and walked back to his other hunter's corpse and looked over it. That's crazy. Holy shit. Dang. Is he gonna get attuned next to his corpse? No way. Oh, that's sick. They're throwing snowballs at Anixia. Keep penetrating. Based.
And with that, I had overcome the final hardcore element, death. And it was finally time for what we had all been waiting for.
Time is racing toward us till it is raid time. If you learned mechanics, we just might survive. You're not ready for the raid, molten core, so pack up, go home, you're through. How could I make a raid out of you?
The first boss was the bitch Onyxia, whose sneaky Stormwind Sims killed my first character, and even though my heart had a beat faster than an EDM concert, the instructions were clear. Step on a crack, break your mother's back, and then when purple Charizard takes flight I bust a nut on all my cooldowns.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, actually. He's not even on
After the most
meme.
intense 17 seconds, we were in the final phase, and to literally everyone's surprise, we had no deaths yet.
Stop damage, stop damage.
Okay, we got it.
Good. And that's it.
Easy life, baby.
We did it. Let's go.
2 minutes. 2 minute kill.
That was easy as shit. Easy as shit.
But when my own performance was subpar, I had to channel my inner WoW player to find the cause. It was now time for us to venture into the molten core and for me to use the following footage from my comprehensive guide on how to one-shot this place. The first boss, everyone turns their monitors off and jams a one-button rotation.
Yeah.
At one point Howard's ghost was looking like he needed some loving, so I spent my fight mending his wounds. The second was a large dog who would occasionally get swollen, and us hunters would have to EpiPen him before he bit off a tank's head.
That's
Boss
pretty much
numero 3 was the first time I saw myself on the damage meters for a second before it disappeared and never came back. Gar was the first boss where people thought we'd have deaths, and it's because every time one of his little sperm cells pieces out, everyone around
That's
him
not
is all
why,
right.
but
But we made it through with no deaths. The next boss had a mechanic where one single person could kill everyone if they didn't get out of raid when they were marked.
Italian guy, living bomb, Italian guy. I'm calling it out. We almost died there.
And all I'm saying is thank
Actually.
God no one was apparently listening to Soda, because his add-on broke and whispered every single person in raid that they were the target every time, even when
I didn't get. Okay, people. I forgot about this. People told me about this. That's not me. Someone made a character with main fang with a weird accent over the eye and just started whispering this to everyone.
they weren't.
Honestly,
I then had my few moments
pretty
in
crafty.
raid to shine.
Want to pull it, but I also don't yet. Yeah,
I
we're
think
gonna
you
pull.
can thread the needle.
Rab, you want to try and thread that needle? Pull that core hound. You fucked this up. Oh god. Actually, okay. Oh god. Okay, Adamax, you're bubbling. Adamax, you're bubbling. Yeah, this is me. I got it. You're fucking right. We are Rab. Pull it.
I believe in the Ravitar.
Ice in my veins. Right in the middle.
Every time,
Okay,
baby.
Miz, you're tanking it. Miz, you're tanking it. Femboy hole bubble. Femboy hole bubble.
Before we spent 13 minutes talking about the next boss and then a total of 13 seconds killing him.
Holy shit, he's just melting. Fuck this. Just kill him.
If there's a mechanic on the next boss, it must have called in sick that day, because I wasn't even tabbed into the game for this one, but then the next Lava Lamp Gone Rogue raid boss had a job for me. I would have to get the attention of one of his lil slaves and bring them to a tank. The only problem was they got a glance of Fandy's tits, and for the life of me I couldn't distract it over. No one noticed.
Alright, just do damage.
We now had 2 bosses left, and I felt like things were going a little too smooth, so I had a plan. Ompi and I spent the next 15 minutes devising an evil plan where I would feign death during the next boss and he would send out a raid warning saying that I had died. The whole thing was going to be dank as fuck until my feigned death decided to just not update my frames, so we only got a taste of the reaction we were going for.
We're on Moon now, the last one, and that is it.
Yo, threat.
Rav? Rav is dead. What?
What? Oh my god, you're so
finish the
dumb.
game.
What's a raid alert? I don't know
So dumb.
He's not, is he?
Unfucking
No. He fucking died!
Oh my god.
Back away from the chest. Back away from the chest.
And then there was Rag,
Ooh.
the final boss and the goal from day one of our guild, and while the others were strategizing and getting
Miz,
ready
are you
to
here?
max their DPS,
Miz, have you seen the Adamax bubble situation on Baron Geddon? Or was it Italian guy? Did you see how close we were to dying? Like losing like 5 people? He's gone? Okay, well, either one.
I had my own plan for this fight.
I didn't know he was live. I assume he is then. What did you say? Miz, did you... Okay. Did you see, Miz, how close we were to dying, like losing 5+ members on Baron Geddon? I'm going to show you. Because I actually want you to see. Whose perspective is really good for it? I forget. Someone has a really good... I almost think it's Emaru. Yeah, I think Emmy had the best perspective to show what actually went down and how close we were to dying. It was insanely close. Oh, I'm already tapped. Okay, here's Baron Geddon.
Keep dispelling mana users.
Okay. All right, so who the fuck got it? Did anyone get it? Here's the 2 mechanics. Living Bomb and the AoE Pulse. Watch what happens here. Italian guy, Living Bomb. Italian. Okay, so Italian guy gets the Living Bomb, and he walks it into this corner, right? Italian guy, I'm calling it out. Italian guy, get out. Here's the Pulse. Everyone out. Everyone. So he bubbles, and when he bubbles the Living Bomb off, there's no animation, but there is a big explosion that just went off. Okay? He just made it happen early, which is great. He just did it by bubbling. But look at everyone running in the direction and look at the countdown. 2, 1, boom. It would have just went off. Had he not bubbled it, it would have went off right there. Because everyone decided to fucking run in there. He had no idea what he was doing. He just bubbled it because I'm going to bubble this. But yeah, that is... Yeah, that's why when you run away from the Pulse, you don't run... I did the same thing at one point. I think the boss is already dead. But you do not run into that area. So we almost lost that many people. Big scary. Anyways, back to the rap video.
I fell in fire.
We got someone low. We got someone real low. Group 5. Group 5. I'm coming back. Jay the bargain.
I got you on.
It's not even playing.
That's fucking gold.
0 deaths.
And with that, months of hard work, sleepless nights, and gold spent by Fangsley and other viewers carrying idiot streamers like myself who barely lifted a finger, and we had done it. But in the midst of the celebrations, deep down I knew there was still one thing I had to do. And there was only one way I could do it. I'd transfer my character so that I could come back to life and call him one last time. But I knew what had to be done. He was being extra clingy after having not been fed because while I was busy fulfilling my destiny, he was stuck back, tethered to a dead character who could no longer take care of him. I arrived at the spot that I had found him, his family around to welcome him back.
Oh my god.
I looked at him, and for one last time, I / Pat Howard.
Oh, that's fucked up. How long is this video? Goodness gracious.
So after what started from me asking to join a guild full of people who had no idea who I was,
Who is this Rav guy? Is it the League Rav guy? I don't know who the fuck Rav.
I experienced the craziest leveling journey not once, but twice. I was welcomed by the most incredible community I've seen online, and I got emotional over a pig in a video game. And that is the story of Rav the Avatar. But what I didn't realize was that me letting Howard go was what I needed to release his ghost, and I immediately knew what this meant.
Is this a Disney movie? Okay. Okay, but we still have BWL. I don't know why he's wrapping it up like he's not going to show up to raid tomorrow. Yeah, there better be a season fucking 2, because we're not done. It may not even be a season. We have BWL. He said he'll be doing an SOD video and an SSF project in January. I don't give a fuck what he said. When the fuck is he better? Okay, make sure. I'm just gonna make sure. Either way. All right, he's coming to MC tomorrow. Good. Ooh. Okay, I said, saw your video, good job making sure you're not quitting. He said, Howard is level 60 and I'm not a bitch. So he is going to be there. Give me your gold now. Thank you.